Well, I can't believe that we finally got here to the Galapagos. This is the island of San Cristobal. So far it looks very kind of green and fertile, and yeah, it's really nice to be here. I feel very lucky to be in this place. It's always been one of my dreams to come here, so I'm very glad that we stopped.
As deep as the sea, no matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family.
So we arrived in the Galapagos Islands and we stopped in San Cristobal.
We learned in the David Attenborough documentary that all these Galapagos Islands are at some stage of volcanic. But then once they get old enough, which is like millions of years, they get heavy and they like sink down. So there are some where you can only see the rim of the crater.
So we're just coming into San Cristobal. This is like the main town of the first island, where we have to anchor and get our inspection. It's quite nerve-wracking actually, because if we don't pass the inspection we have to go 40 miles offshore and clean the hull again in the middle of the ocean. But we give it a thorough clean, so unless we pick something up en route we should be okay. Nevertheless, it is a nerve-wracking time. So the town looks, I think it's slightly more developed than I expected. There's a couple of super yachts in the harbour and a couple of phone masts as well. Maybe we'll get internet, who knows.
Despite the fact we just passed the equator, it's actually kind of cold. Like, it's giving me English vibes. We've got the grey sky, the wind, the town, the beach that looks nice but then it's too cold to actually enjoy the beach, the grass.
I think the Galapagos, I'm gonna like it because in England they had a lot of grassy fields, and yeah, like Rowan said, I think I kind of miss that.
The actual seals, like I saw one like go like that. That is so cool.
Okay, so we're doing the inspection now, and we have lots of different people here from there's the quarantine, the health, what else again? Immigration, that's it. And so yeah, so lots of different people. I'm just going to go around and just show all the different people that come and do the inspection for when our arrival. Basically, they go through everything. So now we're just going through all our medication. You know, even things that were in date, they sort of said that they need to be serviced. A lot of it, I think it's just kind of, obviously they've got a job to do and they're doing their job like more than they need to do their job. That was intense. But anyway, the worst thing about it was the hull. They found, the diver went down. They really do get down there. And she found some things that have obviously joined us on the trip.
Palas, pero ¿qué es palas? ¿Cómo?
Palas es como el timón, la parte que está atrás, así.
And this one, I don't know how to say. Palas.
What does it look like?
It looks like it's
timón.
We've got some growth on the bottom which I'm amazed at, because less than 2 weeks ago I actually scraped that hull until there was nothing left on it. So it's obviously something we've picked up mid-ocean, and it sounds like it's just limpets or something like that.
So now we've got to work out how to do that. We either get a diver and they take you out to a certain spot and clean it. Don't know how much that's going to cost, or you do it yourself, but you've got to go out 40 miles and then show your location. But anyway, the agent's here to help you, that's the main thing. But yeah, it's very intense, all those people, and they do check everything. Wow.
Some of the rules are just so ridiculous, like you're not supposed to pump black water overboard within the territorial waters. There's no boat on the ocean of our size or anywhere near our size that carries that much capacity for the black water holding tanks. So even if you wanted to do the right thing and pump out, there are no facilities here for doing that.
There. Wait, one's surfing the waves like dolphins.
These things, I don't know, they've joined us somewhere recent. They're just like, I don't know what they are. They definitely weren't from Panama.
So having cleaned off the growth from the keel, we're heading back in. It seems like a crazy situation, but that's the way it is. We've cleaned off everything we can find. There wasn't a lot, to be honest, but just stuff you would find in the ocean anyway. But you have to jump through these loops to get into the Galapagos, I guess. There seems to be a lot of crazy rules which seem to be impossible to follow, but we have to follow them if we want to go and see the natural wonders of the Galapagos Islands. So we should be in about 12:30. We've got another inspection at 2 o'clock, and then providing we pass that inspection, then we can go ashore.
Oh, they're riding on the wave.
Oh, look me in the eye. Can I jump in?
So we finally arrived back in port for our next inspection. Is the diver finished? Or?
Yes, it's finished.
It's okay?
Yes, it's okay. Congrats. Welcome to the island.
Thank you.
Hi, Giancarlos from the agency.
Yeah.
Jet Gala, Galapagos Jet Services here in the Galapagos Island, Ecuador. So we are here on board with the quarantine inspectors doing the final point to get you here in the Galapagos Islands as your first day. Very welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So we're fully
Yeah, we did it.
fully kumpel.
Yeah.
What does kumpel mean?
It's like cumpleaños.
Cumpleaños.
Complete. Is that
Complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's completed.
Wait, we completed.
Yeah, we're done.
So we've got another visitor on the back of the boat who's taken up residence in the little step. But it's the second one we've actually seen with a really bad injury, like it's been hit by a propeller. I've noticed a lot of the tripper boats do pass through the anchorages quite fast, particularly the fishing boats. So I wonder if it's been injured by that. But yeah, it's cute to see them on the back of the boat, but also it's a bit harrowing seeing them with such bad injuries. Yeah.
Why not? And I saw it.
The sea lions were not shy and even tried to steal our flip-flops when we were having drinks with friends.
Oh, is that it?
No, that was the seal.
Yeah, that's it. That's a fella. Have you got it? Yeah! Yay! Well done, Derry.
Well done, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's quite.
Taxi, Cristobal taxi, Mothership. Could we have a lift, please, over? The next morning, we were excited to head in and step foot on the first Galapagos island. Okay, this is it. We finally set foot on land in the Galapagos.
It's wildlife from dawn to dusk here. I woke up this morning with a scraping sound and weird sounds on the side of the hull, and I got up and there was a load of seals playing around the boat, and then above it there was the frigate birds just soaring up above ahead. And then Ewan got up and he joined in. I mean, this was about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right where we are, it's really amazing because you look at one place there's seals, then you look at another place and there's seals there, and then you can just wherever you look there's seals, and you can see them on the back of your boat. It is so cool.
And it's been like that all day. We've had seals playing around the boat. We've just come ashore now and there are seals everywhere. I mean, they're just lying about. You have to literally step over them to get ashore, and they're so tame.
I think this is really cool. Oh look, that one's scratching himself. Big daddy one. That big daddy one. Oh, look at that baby one over there. Look at this.
The first thing we needed to do was take our rubbish and recycling to our agent's office.
Come in, please. So welcome. So this is the archipelago of the Galapagos Island, as you can see.
Yeah.
You're allowed to anchor just in the main port.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go to anywhere else. So just be careful. This is like 90% of national park here.
Yeah.
And we have only 4 inhabited islands: San Cristobal, Santa Cruz, Floriana, Isabela. And Bandra is just the airport.
Yeah.
And we have another airport, as you can see, next in the corner of the island. This is the first port to arrive in the Galapagos Islands to do all the formalities with officials.
We are off to the Centre of Interpretation. It's a kind of visitor centre which hopefully will give us information about the Galapagos.
The Interpretation Centre was free. How come? The construction of it was financed by the Spanish government, whose aim is to contribute towards the conservation of the Galapagos through education and knowledge. The marine diversity depends on the oceanic currents. The cold currents from the south, warmer currents from the north, and currents from the west all meet here in the islands. So the waters are rich in nutrients and an ideal environment for the development of the tropical marine ecosystems. The first flora and fauna arrived by currents and the wind, but the journey from the South America was at least 2 weeks. I can't even survive on a boat that long. So the only animals that survived were those that could last without water for this amount of time, like reptiles such as tortoises and iguanas. Also pioneer species such as lichens and cactuses. Some seeds would have floated here like mangrove seeds, and others would have come on clumps of vegetation along with some animals and insects. However they got here, they would have to adapt to the harsh conditions. In many of the islands except the higher ones where there was some vegetation. Over the years, there had been many attempts to cultivate the islands and settle here, but it was all in vain. The harsh environments made it tricky. For example, sugar fields negatively impacted the environment. The tortoises were exploited for their oil and meat and became extinct on one of the islands. Some people came searching for paradise and others bought convicts with hope to create a productive community. But many of these attempts ended in failure, disillusionment and death. Eventually, 1835, Darwin arrived on board the Beagle, and from his brief research and observing the finches, he questions the biblical story of creation and he developed the theory of evolution. He concluded that the species has evolved through natural selection and would continue to adapt in order to survive.
This would be like breaking rocks and like. No, this one I think it's for like going inside, like underneath and places to get them. This one probably bugs and things like that.
Eventually, the beauty and importance of these islands was recognized, and the Galapagos was finally designated as a national park that required protection. The islands were described as a natural laboratory where scientists can research the flora and fauna to understand the mysteries of life. The Charles Darwin Foundation channels funds, educates and researches the station, acts as an advisor of the national park. The Galapagos National Park was responsible for the management and conservation of the park by protecting native animals threatened with extinction, controlling any introduced species, environmental education, regulating tourism and managing and controlling the marine reserve.
This is San Cristobal. It's the first island that we came to. The first bay we went to was here, and there's lots of things to do around here. There's the interpretation centre, you go to the top of the hill, and you can go snorkeling down to Punta Carola, which is where we're going today.
So we're at the the Interpretation Institute, and there's a walk that goes through the sort of lava fields up to a certain viewpoint. And already we've seen lava lizards, we've seen Darwin finches, obviously we've seen the frigate birds flying up ahead. What else have we seen? And a variety of insects.
We've seen lava lizards.
Yeah.
We've seen a lesser spotted ewan.
We saw the frigate bird as well with its scissors tails.
So as a family, we're kind of lifelong David Attenborough fans and his natural history series, and because we knew we were coming to the Galapagos Islands, we were watching his series on the Galapagos Islands. I think it's called Galapagos 3D or something. And today we've actually experienced one of his favourite places in the world. We've swam with seals, we saw blue-footed boobies, we've seen lava lizards, finches, marine iguanas, and other things that we can't even name, but we know that they're sort of unique to the island. And the kids, they've brought out a couple of the old GoPros and fancy themselves as amateur naturalists and sort of commentating on all the wildlife they've been seeing, and it's really cool actually.
The great frigate birds are marine birds known as terejas, scissor tail, because the way they open and close their tail feathers like scissors. The name of Terejas Hill was given because their birds are so abundant here. There's a blue-footed booby literally right there. See your feet? They're blue. That is so cool.
Now we're going to do some snorkeling and hopefully go swimming with the seals.
We're gonna go snorkeling.
There was this one moment where there was a seal and me, and we're not moving. We're both just staring each other in the eyes. I was just like that, and the seal was just mimicking, well, not like mimicking me, but I was doing the same thing. And we were both looking in each other's eyes, and it was so cool.
I just had like the best experience ever, because there was this one seal, and what it'd do is it like bite its tail, and then it'd go like really fast in circles. So I do this thing where I put my like flippers to my head and go around, and we started playing, like it'd go round me and I'd go round it, and then I'd go up for air and it'd come up with me, and then we'd go down and we'd start spinning, and then I'd do spinning and then he'd copy me. It was so cool. I loved it.
And there was these two gorgeous massive turtles which Rowan was like within half a metre of, and it wasn't at all phased by us there, and she was munching away on the kind of, you know, the algae down there and the seaweed.
Rowan or the turtle?
Not Rowan, the turtle, but it was really amazing. I mean, to be quite honest, it's worth it just coming for this one experience, and we've only just started really. So yeah, it's amazing, this place. It's just very cold. So me, I'm a bit of a wimp. I'm going to have to bring my wetsuit, I think, from now on, because that water is absolutely freezing, and I didn't last very long. But yeah, definitely wetsuit for me.
I think that was unbelievable. It's strange how they're not like even scared of us, because I would expect it to be a natural instinct on most animals just to be scared of something that's like not them.
Floriana. Right. The Floriana. Oh, just say one of the islands.
They had some pretty harsh ice cream.
Stay tuned for the next episode when we tell you about some organised tours of this island. We would like to say a massive thank you to our patrons for supporting these videos and this epic journey.
Things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho, hey, along for the ride. Ho, hey, I'll stay by your side.
Don't forget to subscribe and check out our channel dedicated to fixing your boat called Mothership Maintenance.
By me, yes, you're all right.